Hello, extended family, and welcome to episode 11 of Starring D&D Grandma. I am your GM, Vince, and as always, I'd like to thank you all very much for tuning in and listening to our crazy little story. In this chapter, the party reaches a small little village that sits on the edge of the uncharted frozen tundra known only as Winternight. Whatever platform you're listening to us on, thank you. As always, you could find us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, CastBox, the Podbean app, iHeartRadio. We're all over the place, so thank you for tuning in. If you feel like supporting the family, you can support us at patreon.com/DnDgrandma. I know we've slacked off a little bit on Patreon rewards. We're going to try and up that ante a little bit. We're going to start getting the ad-free episodes posted again, and we have a few ideas we're kicking around for patron rewards on that. So if you are so inclined, we would greatly appreciate it. Also, to those of you who happen to be listening to us on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. It really helps us out so much. The more ratings you get, the higher up in the searches you are when people look for podcasts like you or similar to you. It makes it easier for them to find us. Also, if you give us a 5-star rating and review in iTunes, I will read it live here, right on the show, and give you a shout out in return, just as a way of saying thank you. One quick thing before we wrap up here. I know it seems like a far way away, but trust me, May will be here before you know it. So remember, the family will be at East Coast Comic-Con, May 15th to the 17th, 2020, in Secaucus, New Jersey. I will be in charge of the tabletop gaming tables, and if you want a chance to come meet us, game with us, and potentially affect the story of the next campaign, by all means, make your way to East Coast Comic-Con in Secaucus, New Jersey, and have some fun with us. We will be bringing in a slew of guest DMs. Don't want to name names just yet. Want to save a few surprises and just get a few confirmations in before we start name dropping. But there will be an all-star team of guest DMs coming in to help us out. It's going to be a great weekend. Please clear your schedules. Come on by, say hi. We'd love to meet all of you. With that, I'm going to stop talking and let you enjoy the show. Leaving the bodies of the bandits behind and making her way toward this settlement of sorts. As you get closer, you can see that it is barely a village. You see a total of maybe 10 buildings completely. There is one large building with you can see a few lights on inside and through the windows across kind of from where you enter this town square, for lack of a better word. Through the windows, you can see that is some kind of tavern. Toward the left of the tavern, down, which would be the end of a row of 6 small private houses, there's another large house at the end that looks darkened and abandoned. Doesn't look like it's been lived in for a while. There's a small stables, which you can see a few different winter-weathered riding animals are there. And there's a small building on the opposite side of the tavern that's currently closed, or closing. Actually, no, it is currently closing up. You see Porridge Pot's Provisions written on the marquee.
Oh. Cool.
So, where are we going?
To the tavern.
Yeah, the tavern.
I mean, okay, so what's on our agenda right now? We're going to the tavern, we're getting rooms, and we're just
food.
Yeah.
And we're just headed straight up some more, right? This isn't our end point. We're just we're just getting a room for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who needs to eat?
Okay. So you're making your way toward the tavern building.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. As you approach it, you see the marquee reads the Brass Guard Tavern.
Brass Guard. Okay.
Brass guard.
The Brass Guard.
Brass guard.
Brass Guard. It is fairly run down.
Of course.
Our type of joint.
Maybe your type of joint.
That doesn't say anything good about us. Our type of joint.
As you enter, you realize right away the interior is anything but brass. unless brass here is a colloquial term for grimy.
Ew.
Control yourself.
And immediately you're met with the smell of old, spilled, cheap ale.
Oh my god.
In the place, there is one older human man sitting in the back corner, and there's another table that currently has 3 people at it. You see one silver dragonborn, couple of books on the table in front of her, and she is sitting with a human man and a male gnome. Every other table is empty, and there's a burly human man with a monk-like hairline and a bushy brown mustache behind the bar.
Oh, somebody else has to do the talking here. I can't even breathe.
I'll talk. Hello?
How can I help you?
Rooms for the night?
Really?
Yeah?
Don't get many visitors. Okay, how many?
I'm not good with math. I'm just joking.
At least 3 rooms, right?
Or
3
3
rooms.
At least 3.
2.
Between 3 and 6.
5.
What do you have?
I have as many as you need. I don't get many. You want 6? I give you 6.
Or big boy. Sometimes needs a room to himself.
Okay.
But, how much for a room?
3 copper a night.
We're good. I'll look to Tor. Do you want your own room or no? How big are your beds?
Sariel looks
Yeah,
over
give me
at
2
Ember.
rooms.
Get
I'll knock down the wall.
our own rooms. Get our own rooms. I just need to get out of here.
I can sleep here now.
5 singles. Wait. 6 singles.
I was having a very peaceful night.
I look over at Sashim. I was like,
2 beds.
We
per
didn't
room.
drink yet.
I look over at
room.
Sashim and I was like, never let Ember do the talking ever again.
I'm
You
very,
got it.
I'm
You got
very, very charismatic. Actually.
2 single beds per room or 1 single bed per room?
1 single bed per
Per
room.
room.
1 single bed per room, except for sometimes when there's 2 single beds.
Oh my gosh, why?
I'm just joking.
Stop pissing him off.
His eyes go glassy.
Okay, then,
This is just me trying to piss off
then
Vin.
we need 6 rooms.
6 rooms, please.
All right.
6 rooms.
We'll call that 18 copper for 1 night.
Here's a gold.
A gold?
Keep it. I don't like change.
Are you serious?
I
Yeah,
like
have fun.
change. Jesus Christ.
Oh, she asked for change?
I don't have change.
May we see the rooms?
Do we have a silver?
You don't
Oh.
need. You don't need change. I don't have any silvers.
We're fine.
Well, how many coppers make a gold? Or how many stand?
100 coppers make a gold.
Oh.
We only owe 18.
Well, no
We're
wonder
just
we're
fucking
broke.
Sopranos this morning.
You gave him like a 400% tip.
How about this?
He's a happy guy.
Retire.
With
How about
100
that?
pieces of gold,
Made
you
his
give us
night.
the rooms
Food.
plus a meal and ale.
And maybe you can disinfect around here just a
Don't
little.
pay attention to my friend here. Just
This is before Lysol spray.
Just,
Can you wash something with water?
wow,
Please
water
tell me he
won't get
takes
it.
dirty water.
He was just gonna pour like
We use that for
like a
hot dogs.
he was gonna pour like a moonshine across the bar and go, "They're disinfected."
I mean, kind of. Okay.
I do have a question for you. Is there a place I can get a map?
Porridge pots opens in the morning. They probably got anything you need for the road.
Okay.
Good idea.
Where you headed?
Yeah.
God, guys, I don't remember all the words.
Dead winter fuck.
Oh, no.
That's
our
it,
own
isn't it?
personal name for it.
she's
Is this
close.
a
Yeah,
family?
so close.
What did
Is
you
this a
say?
family game?
Dead winter fuck. She's
Was
a
that it?
necromantic.
Did I get it
I
right?
should have named it that. Dead winter fuck. It's good.
DWM.
Winter night.
Well,
Winter night.
Winter night.
Where are we now?
This is the village is Winter Tip.
This is it?
Yeah.
Just the tip!
It's supposed to be the crest of civilization before
Is that what he said?
before you get into the frozen highlands of Winternight.
Someone buy her a beer and take her to
So
work.
this is the last. The silver will take.
the frozen lands.
Family game.
Out beyond the village is Winternight. It's just the unsettled frozen tundra of Winternight.
Oh boy. Do you know how long it would take to cross it? This tundra?
No one's ever come back from it, so
Oh,
I
yay.
couldn't tell
That's
you that.
for us.
Oh, that's promising.
I could have
So
borrowed that
how-
luck dragon.
a round of drinks, guys.
Yeah.
Round of drinks, please.
Sure.
So you're telling me there is no map because no one's ever come back to tell us how far it is.
Yeah, that's a safe bet.
Okay, cool.
Hence, dead winterfuck.
Is there nothing past this point?
Oh no, I just tend to bar.
Cool.
Okay, let's start with directions to the north. Is there anything to the north of here?
It's
Tundra.
sort of like what would be the equivalent of the North Pole.
Okay.
Oh,
Desolate, cold, ice, no civilization.
definitely get some spelunking gear before we leave.
Sariel taps Ember on the shoulder and she kind of like looks over at the Dragonborn that has the books. I'm like, and I whisper in her ear, this guy doesn't really seem smart, so maybe we could talk to her.
Cool. Let's go. Okay, thank you.
You're gonna talk to who?
The silver Dragonborn with
Okay.
the books.
He pours you your drinks, and you're all making your way over to the Silver Dragonborn lady?
Yep.
Okay. So as you make your way over to that table holding your drinks, they are engaged in what appears to be a quiet but not unfriendly conversation, and you see several leather-bound books cover the table in at the seat where the Dragonborn is sitting. Oh, hello.
Hi. We just came over to say hello, and it seemed like you had an awful lot of information here and a lively conversation, more lively than we were getting from that guy. So we just came over to say hello. Would you like a drink?
Sure, we're just finishing up ours, but you can go ahead. You can sit down with us.
Okay, I motion over to the barkeep. Can we have a round of drinks for them as well, please?
Sure, coming right up.
Bring a keg.
I may close early tonight. What brings you all out to here, into Winternight?
Well, that's his winter tip.
The village, but yeah, the village doesn't have an official name. They just kind of.
Oh, okay.
She's officiating it now.
Well, we're actually on a journey. We have to go past here to, like, really deep, dark winter night.
Really, that's exciting.
Do you happen to know anything about it?
I do. I've made it my lifelong mission to study Winternight.
Tell us everything.
Well, that's where the dragon is rumored to be, right?
And that's what we're looking for.
You're hunting Okeanos.
We're just interested for right now.
Oh, no. I'm hunting him.
Oh, she's hunting him.
I
We're
wanna
just
make him
coming
a
along for the
couch.
fun.
Well, good luck with that. I'm just merely studying the land. I'm an archaeologist by trade, you see.
Oh.
These are my assistants.
Hello, assistants.
She introduces herself as Tahani Dreamseep.
Ooh.
And the male gnome is introduced as Pilwick, and the human is Dolan.
Can you give us any insight on that? On the white dragons? Do you know if they're in that area? Do they live there?
Well, she said when you sat down that he's rumored to live in Winternight.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
General
I'm
location.
your knowledge yourself.
I'm not an adventurer. I don't know much
So
about that.
I'm
I
not
s-
saying you did it yourself. Do you hear anybody talking about it?
She won't be able to give you any information that you haven't already gathered
Okay.
on dragons.
That's good to know. Nothing new.
Not necessarily on dragons, but maybe like a general gist of a location because she is an archaeologist. Like she can maybe narrow down a location.
Well, I've honestly never ventured into Winternight myself, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Where are you going?
Into Winternight.
Where?
Just in to explore, hoping to map the area.
Would you like
Cool.
some company?
Oh, if you wish. I wasn't thinking of teaming up, but okay. We're not
Is it just
fighters.
you? Is it just you? or
Don't
you
worry
It's just the
about
three of us.
that.
Say it again.
It's just the three of us.
Oh.
So he's going to you're going to team up with us? You're going with us, or we're going with
If you
or-
don't, I'd basically be a dead weight. We're not fighters at all.
Don't
You wouldn't be
worry.
bad.
I'll
We're not
let it
expecting you to
ride.
fight.
What do you know? Do you know the terrain? Have you any rumors of sightings of creatures or anything like that?
Well, at this point, she just takes out her book and she starts thinking, oh, well, creatures in there. I mean, there's all sorts of Arctic and cold-dwelling creature. She gets excited now talking about, because now you've hit on like what she knows. Is rumored to be yetis and all sorts of creatures that like come out of this a sort of, I forget the name, it's with an R. They come out of the ground, and apparently they're like really hot when they get hit, but they live in burrow in the cold. Very excited to study some of these up close, although they do scare me. White dragons, of course, and silver.
She's cute. I like her.
But I'm mostly here to study the land and the history and the lore of Winternight.
Well, we're going to tell you what we're up to now. We are going to go in, and we're really seriously looking for the big dragon, and we really, really want to kill it.
And make
So-
a couch.
And make a couch. And so there's a point where you might want to leave us, but until that point happens, we can absolutely gang out. But we're not going to take you into like a dragon's den and be like, here, map the terrain while we go kill it.
We'll give you a
We don't
sword
want
or
to, and we
something.
don't want to endanger you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure, I wouldn't say no to the bodyguard, so to speak.
Do you have any type of weaponry between the three of you? Three, right?
Yeah, all they would have is like digging material, like shovels,
Little
pickaxes, things like that.
Okay, so they don't have any
those are
knives.
weapons.
They don't have any
Foul
swords.
language.
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
Drop that!
But all the danger, why didn't you have any type of weaponry for safety?
Mostly hide and run is our self-defense.
Well, we can definitely help you
Yes.
in that circumstance.
When are you setting out?
Well, if you're coming, I guess we're flexible. We were going to set out either tomorrow or the next morning.
What's the temp in this room right now? Is it hot, cold?
It's
How's the
warm
fire?
because they have a fire going, so it's comfortable.
But the fire is good?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you wanted to help it along?
I wanted to help it along if it was cold in here.
Okay, you could do that if you want and give it a burst. Make it a little bit more like a furnace.
I might go over it.
Okay. You walk over to the fire and
Nice turtle.
the room begins to warm up a little bit more. As you make your way back, Ember, as you make your way back to the table, you hear, and you look down and you see a ferret run across the floor and go right over your feet. And hot on its heels, with a rolling pin over his head, you see the bartender. Good damn rodents getting into my bar. Chasing after it, and
Does
it is...
Sariel see this?
You see, yeah, you make a perception check for the ferret, but you definitely see the bartender with the rolling pin.
Okay. 13 plus 4?
Busy before you see the ferret.
I scream. The girliest, screechiest scream. I scream and hop up on a chair.
God.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It doesn't faze me. I figure she must have seen it, and I just...
And you see the ferret, it's long gone. This guy has no prayer of catching it. And he just stumbles back. Damn thing's been getting in the last couple of nights.
I'm gonna walk over to him. Where would a ferret be coming from?
I have no idea. If I knew that, it wouldn't be getting in.
But I mean, like, it's not like it can live outside.
And this is where disinfecting comes in.
It's freezing cold outside, so
You
where would
might
it
want
be?
to talk to your friend about her stress level. It's not healthy.
I know. We try to ignore it. So, but I don't understand. So, do you kill it? Or do you think it's the same one running in circles?
I've never caught it.
You've never caught it.
I don't want to kill it. I just want it out of my bar.
But you said the last couple nights, is it the same one?
I haven't examined it. I never caught it. This damn ferret.
Okay, I want to help him catch the ferret.
Help him catch the ferret.
Yes.
For what purpose?
Ew, don't touch it.
I want to help him catch a ferret.
They have diseases. That's a rat, right?
No.
No,
It's
they're
like a
very-
long...
Very
It's like a
It's a
long...
wrong family.
So it's a long rat?
It's a long rat.
You know, a
People
ferret?
keep them as pets.
Sariel.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I
Sorry.
thought I was like, Kristen, it's a long, like...
Kristen, you idiot!
I'm pretty sure she's in character.
Oh, no. All right,
Sariel, it's
I'll
a
jump back
long...
into...
It's like a long squirrel. It's like a long squirrel. Adorable and cute.
Oh, I can
They're
help him
very
catch
smart.
the ferret.
Make a perception check. See if you can find the ferret.
I want to investigate things. I want to climb under stuff. 19.
You don't see where the ferret went.
I'm going to spend a half hour looking for the ferret.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm going to use that perception check. You don't see where it could have gone.
Sariel does
Can I-
not put
can
her
I-
feet
can we
on the
try?
floor.
What a perception I got.
Sure.
I got a +5 on there. 19.
19.
Wow.
We're just lumbering around
This
this
damn
place,
thing
so
go.
can't find it.
Yeah,
As
they're
Tor and
fast,
Ember
though,
are both
so-
like knocking on the walls and
Yeah.
stuff. You're not seeing where this thing went.
While I'm looking around,
It's a crafty little fella.
do I see like bleach or vinegar or
Vinegar you'd
Lysol.
find. You'd find vinegar, you'd find salt, yeah.
a Lysol?
Sure, yeah, he's got Lysol. He picked it up at Rite Aid.
No, that's pine salt. Pine salt, Mom.
Any cleaning products?
Vinegar and salt. And lots of alcohol. And
Okay.
Sariel's feet are not touching
I'm
the
gonna
floor,
take-
and she's watching Ember and Tor look for this thing like, the hell are you looking for a long rat for?
I like to look for things.
How about you look for an excuse to get us out of here?
I would,
Well,
and
we're
while I
definitely
find the
staying
vinegar and the salt, I'm gonna take it and be like, "Can I borrow this for a second?"
Check me out.
okay, bring it back.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go up to our rooms and I'm gonna clean my bed up a little bit with the vinegar and the salt.
Okay, fair enough.
Just kind of clean it up a little bit. It smells like vinegar, but at least it's not infected. And then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna clean up her room.
Okay.
I don't want to hear it.
Well, I don't know what she's doing because I'm up on
And then I
upstairs.
come back down and I drop it off.
Okay.
What'd you do with that?
I go up to
Don't worry about
her
it.
room and I take out all of the sheepskins and I spread them all out on her bed.
I love it.
After I put all the vinegar in there.
Yeah.
Got
So
it.
now it smells like sheep and vinegar.
But I don't know this.
Okay, so you went up, came back down, and then you went up.
Yeah.
Did you go to your room after that, or are you coming back?
No, I'm gonna come back down because I'm a brewer. Remember, I'm a student of war,
Oh, okay.
so I'm gonna go back and take out my brewing supplies and see what he has and start brewing up some supplies for the road.
Okay, make, I'm gonna call this an intelligence check, but you can also add your proficiency bonus because of your brewer supplies proficiency.
That is fascinating.
Anything else anyone want to do, or...
I'm assuming there's no map because
That's
we're
a
gonna go
nat
make a map.
20.
That's 20? You find...
Everything that
You find Lysol.
You find the ingredients from a pretty good ale, but he wasn't using them in the right way, and he was basically making swill. And you're able to say, no, you gotta put this way. Add a
And I
little
have my
bit of this.
own supplies that I carry
Oh, yeah.
with me. Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
and you're able to brew yourselves you brew a pretty decent cask of decent ale. Much better than anything he's got.
Nice, okay.
Yum. Yum, yum.
like really the ferret. You know,
Tahani and her
it's-
group, they're just like, this is fascinating. You see every now and then she's looking up and
All right, I'm gonna say
making
that
notes.
I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna go lay down.
Yes, I need to go to bed.
Okay.
As we walk away from the bartender and everybody else, I'll say, "Listen, I straightened up your room a little bit. I cleaned it up the best I could. Okay,
Oh, thank you, friend.
I tried my best because I don't want to hear you cranking tomorrow or saying that you were uncomfortable while you were sleeping.
So
So
Sarah-
Or it
Ariel.
was smelly or whatever.
I just did the best I could. Okay,
Oh, thank you. She takes her. She hugs her. Have a good night.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much for everything.
of course.
She opens up her door.
And sees 3 sheep.
What is this? I thought you said you cleaned it up. Oh my god!
What did I do? And I come running.
I run in with my sword ready, and I'm like,
I don't.
oh, what fresh hell is this?
What is that?
And in the room next door, Umbra's like,
I've already had some ale and I'm already passed out. I don't even hear it.
I go to her. Did you do this?
Umbra's
don't
like,
know who
our
did it.
house
I did not
in
do
the
that.
middle
Who-
of our street.
Who had the sheepskins? Umber had the sheepskins.
I
She
don't
takes
remember.
her her sleeves and kind of puts them over her hands a little bit. She scoops up the sheepskins, opens up Umber's door like, my husband will be hearing about this, and throws the sheepskins at her.
I'm guessing Umbra just snores.
Yeah, I'm just snoring.
She's gonna take
No,
pull it up to her
like in my
chin.
sleep with just a natural reaction, I'm just gonna take it and snuggle to it.
There you go. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna leave you to do your fighting on your own, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see if I can call Steven.
Okay. What are you saying?
I'm pissed off at Samuel. I'm not calling him.
Oh,
After our last conversation.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm leaving her room in disgust. It's like,
Say
Okay.
sashimi.
what do you want me to do? All right, I take my sword and I move the sheepskin. Like the.
No, I already threw it on her.
They're on
Well-
top of me now.
But do you think like the sheets are like have scabies or lice or something now?
Yes. Really? Come on. They only were there for a few minutes. Buck up. I'm going to bed. Stop shrieking and stop whining. Oh,
No,
I
Lara
can't.
comes
I
out in
can-
the hallway.
Nulara,
And
can you
says,
can you bless the bed and get rid of lice?
Oh my God.
Stop.
Nulara, bless the
Go to
bed.
your room.
Nulara, bless the bed.
I will
Gladly.
bless your bed. Go inside.
Gladly.
Enough.
Gladly.
Enough. How old are we? Okay. I go into her room and I bless
Okay.
her bed.
Okay.
Your bed is blessed. No cooties are there. You can sleep.
Thank you, Nulara.
Did
I
you
love
go
you.
circle, circle, dot, dot?
Let's retire. We don't know what tomorrow brings.
I went upstairs and yelled at Sariel. I went to bed.
You know, as per usual, Tuesday.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so everyone else is retiring for the evening, and
I
you
am.
just want to call Steven?
Yes. She's going to use her.
Okay,
Oh, that's right. It's
She's
Twitter.
doing
I
right.
got
104.
25.
let's hear.
We are in Winternight now. A transportation circle is a way for us to come back fast. Ask Samwell. Miss you and my boys.
Minute goes by. Winternight. Please be careful. Teleportation circle. Okay, I'll try to ask Samwell, but he's not been around much lately.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
We'll try Rowena. Miss you too.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Kristen and I'm gonna tell her what.
Sariel?
Sorry.
Who?
I'm gonna go to the.
Right now at night?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk into my room, make the phone call, and then I'm gonna walk, and then I'll be like, oh, she's not asleep yet. And I'm gonna walk over.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
Yes.
FYI, just had a conversation with Steven. Mm-hmm. He said that Samuel hasn't been around much recently.
What do you...
Literally, that's all I know. It's not like a full-on hour conversation.
No,
He
I know
said,
how ascending stone works.
Oh, first off, take a nap. Have some caffeine.
Ouch.
Take your allergy pill, and I'll talk
mean-
to you in the morning. And I walk away.
And I call down... Should I call him?
Wow. I'm glad
That's
I
Sounds like
informative.
Right?
Yeah.
Big?
Fine.
Perfect.
Call him stupid husband face.
Okay, so you are calling Samwell now.
Yeah, I guess. To
Okay.
find out where he...
We'll jump back to this, but for the sake of that, I'll say the night passes without incident.
Okay.
And in the morning, Sashim, when you put your armor on and getting ready for the day, you notice immediately your armor is warmer than it's been. And you feel it almost pulsing
It's almost like the same thing with the amulet that I had.
different. And you remember that the armor did this once before.
Oh, awakened armor.
Nice.
Exalted.
So my armor class goes.
Goes to 20.
So this supersedes.
This supersedes that. For those playing along at home, she is now immune to fire.
Nice.
Actually, I'll let you, if you want to share with the class. I'll let
Oh,
you
sure.
share.
It's a +3 bonus to my AC, so now I'm up to 20 in my armor class. I can speak and understand primordial. I am immune to fire damage. I stay warm even in extremely cold temperatures. Oh, that came in handy right now. Can walk across lava like solid rock. As an action, you can cause a wave of concentrated heat emanate out from your armor in a 15-foot cube centered on a point that I choose. Every creature in the cube must make a DC 15 Constitution save, taking 2d10 fire damage on a failure and half on a success. Once you use this feature, it cannot be used until the next dawn. If I use this concentrated heat, like emanates
Very nice.
from
That's
my-
once per day.
Kick ass.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
There I go.
So that happens in the morning.
Wow.
So she begrudgingly takes out her sending stone because she is mad at him. But
What else is new?
are you okay? Heard from Steven you have not been around. Is my father okay? Please talk to Steven soon. I'll love you forever.
The reply comes back, but it's odd. It's almost as if he's not speaking to you. It's you can hear him speaking, but it's almost to someone else. And the reply that comes through is, and his kind of this is gone. He's not using that voice. Kragan, there is no need for name calling. Whitebridge is still under my protection, but who could have foreseen a dragon attack? Now, here. And then it cuts out.
Interesting.
I go out of my room and I go into Ember's room and I tell her exactly what I just heard. I give her my message and the message I heard.
It's almost like he didn't hear her. He was carrying on a conversation with somebody else.
Yeah, I was distracted. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, he was busy.
And
What
he either-
time would it be there right now?
It would be. This is past sunset for you. It's past dinner time. It would be maybe mid-afternoon.
Okay. Alright. It's not like the middle of the night and he's fighting with people. It sounds like he was right in the middle of business. And that was important and he couldn't step away. I don't know who Kragan is, though. Do you recognize that name?
Do I recognize that name?
Make an intelligence check.
She's the only one that's heard this, right? She has not spoken to us
No.
about it.
Just Ember.
Okay.
10.
You don't know the name Kragan, but you do know that he does still have clandestine meetings about aviary business.
Yeah, let's ask Umbra. She might know the name. And he also said, like, Whitebridge is still under my protection, which is a little worrisome.
Can you please knock on Umbra's door? I'm still pissed at her.
I'm gonna walk over to Umbra and knock on it. You're pissed at everybody. So I'm gonna walk over and knock on the door.
Not me.
I'm not pissed at
Hey,
Tashim.
at least she's
I'm
cool,
not
not
pissed
me.
at Tor. I'm not pissed at Nora. I'm currently not pissed at you. You tried to clean my bed. Nope, just Umbra.
And your husband. Anyway.
And my husband.
So I wanna go and knock on Umbra's door.
Okay.
Hey, you awake? Hey, you awake?
Now you are.
What?
Umbra.
Do you know the name Kragan?
Make an intelligence check with advantage.
Okay. Am I smart? Not really.
Are you there with...
Yes.
Okay.
2 15s.
DC was 15, so you're fine. You know that the aviary is the underbelly that protects Whitebridge from the dark underground that every city has. The aviary is like the line of defense. You definitely know the name Kragan. Kragan is a half-orc, high-ranking member of a thieves guild called the Bone Chewers.
The Bone Chewers?
The Bone Chewers.
That's attractive.
They are a thieves guild local to the city of Ashhaven, which is a large city-state 80 plus miles north of Whitebridge. You suspect that because all of those dignitaries that were killed by Okeanos at the wedding, arrangements were made that those dignitaries would be under the protection of the aviary. And that now that they were killed on Samwell's watch, he is now in negotiations, so to speak, to show that he still has control over the city and he has people to answer to, because those Thieves Guild people had people on the payroll that are now dead, and they were supposed to be under the protection of the aviary. So Samwell is probably dealing with some shit right now.
Okay. So I noodles that.
Okay.
So he's in trouble.
I think he's just working hard. Do you feel that means he's in trouble? So, and then we're gonna relay the whole story back to you at this point, saying that when she reached out to him, he didn't even answer her. He just was like still talking, and seemed pretty in deep negotiation.
Well, that's part of like what the aviary does. We don't break cover. We just he was probably letting you know that he was alive and that he couldn't talk is probably all that was. He was just saying, like, he was basically allowing you to hear 25 of words of what he was saying. So you knew, like, he answered, he's not dead, but he also isn't going to reveal that someone's messaging him to the bone chewers.
My poor Samuel.
Okay.
You would
I
also
think-
know, Umbra, there's no way he's at that meeting alone.
Yeah.
That he would have brought lots of backup.
Okay, so I would definitely say when your stone essentially recharges, to maybe reach out to him again. I would just say to him, like, what can we do for you? Do you need to reach out to anybody? Are you okay? And then we'll save my sending in case we need to reach out to, like, Rowena or somebody like that, or your dad.
Okay. Okay. And she just kind of, like, Sariel keeps her head down and just quietly just goes back to her room and closes the door.
So myself and Tor and Laura we are still in the dark about this.
Yes.
Correct.
We're in the
Yep.
room sleeping.
Because I'm putting on my exalted armor.
Yep.
And realizing things.
Yeah, this happened at night when you all first went to bed.
Oh, okay.
So the night passes, morning comes, your armor is on.
Right.
What happens now, heroes of Whitebridge?
Well, I'm gonna get up. I put on my armor, do what I need to do to start the morning. I'm gonna go downstairs and eat. Of course, I see that Tor's already ready for the day. Eating. Some sausage and some eggs.
Would Tor have been up first? I don't know that he would have been awake first.
I'm going to say Sariel is going to be up first. She slept, but not...
Like, fitfully.
Right.
Yeah. And I'd say New Lauren would probably be the next one down. No?
I'll be the last, one of the last.
I would say the last would probably be Umbra.
Yeah.
Yeah, Umbra.
Or no, can I come downstairs, like hugging his leg and just letting him, like, carry me along?
I like that.
So
thought.
Tor, when you wake up in the morning and you leave your room, Umbra's there waiting for you.
Carry me.
I've got, like, one eye open.
And she torsiers your
leg.
arm.
Around my
She
leg.
torsiers your leg. So when Tor comes down to the common room, he has a halfling rogue attached to his leg.
That's fine.
I'll definitely say
She's
I'm going to
warm.
be one of the later ones as well, only
She's
because
warm.
it's going to take me a while to go back to bed. Not because necessarily my husband's in trouble, but the mere thought of the city being in trouble and him being there and me being nervous, and my brain is just going to go in circles.
Two very nervous wives. This is a great fighting party right now.
Cranky party, right?
I want to
That's
go
why I picked the military
downstairs. I put the pelts back in my bag, by the way. And I want to
That sounds
package
like no
up
good.
as much of my good ale as I can to take for the journey.
Okay.
If it's still there.
I'll
I
say
can carry it.
I'll say you get a full jug's worth.
Yeah, okay. Stick it in my bag.
Sariel's
am
just
gonna-
quiet, kind of poking at food.
Okay.
I am going to try to sit next to Sariel and say, I think you should share the information with everybody. I think it's all important for us to know what's going on. If you feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could, and I share the
So
information.
we're on a long rest.
We share the events of last night, the conversations.
Okay, so
party.
now we know officially.
She shares the information everyone knows.
So what are your thoughts of wanting to do?
I want to have a couch made out of a white dragon. Because this stupid white dragon took me away from my husband, put my husband now in danger because of my stupid wedding, and oh my god.
We need answers, though, too. Like, that dragon didn't fly all the way down there for no reason.
That is true. I mean, like, yeah, okay, fine, but how did he even know about your wedding? Why
what
is
I'm
this,
saying.
like,
Didn't know
mythical?
about my
This is
wedding.
But, like, honestly, like, why did this mythical creature come out for, like, a wedding? It's not, and I'm not trying to be rude to you, but it's not like you're a king. It's not like you've controlled the country and now you're dead and people have to come out and, like, you know what I mean? It was a wedding.
The reasoning,
And
yeah.
it went far. A lot of people came. You have a lot of connections, yes. But why did this big, huge creature come out just to try to come and kill your guests? It just seems like something very specific.
I don't know, but now currently Samuel is dealing with that, and if that goes awry, then that could put Whitebridge in danger, and if Whitebridge is in danger, a lot of people that we love are in danger. And I look directly at Ember.
Yeah, I know. I had the same thoughts all night last night. I am going to say the next conversation I have with Steven, I'm going to ask him to take a look at the surviving guests. Because maybe there's a guest that survived, knew about the wedding, came, walked away, and everybody else died. Like, yes, that includes this room, but there might be somebody who planned something.
Like a dignitary that survived?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is that dignitary doing now? Is he trying to maneuver himself? He might have something to do with it.
Yeah, who
Does that make
benefited?
sense?
Someone benefited.
Who benefited from all of those people
Yeah.
dying?
That's actually a really good question. Why didn't...
Yeah.
That's a
I'm
really
only
good
thinking
question.
about it now. Only now that I realize that there's so many issues going on back home.
Well, we left quickly.
I'm going to say, look at the survivors. Who benefits?
So what does this mean now? Do we start making our way south?
It means nothing, and we still have a job to do. But now we just have a worry on our plate.
Yeah, we still need this dragon, and we need to find out who summoned it.
I agree. Okay. How are we with provisions?
I think we're good, but let's stop in because maybe they'll have something cool and magical to keep us warm.
Pots, porridge, and...
Not for anything, but I'm gonna tell the crew that my armor is feeling different now. I don't need as many clothing protection. I feel very warm
Okay.
right now.
That's good.
So maybe the winter gear that you have can go to one of the 3 people
Exactly.
from the archaeology team.
Exactly.
Nice.
So I guess we should go and see if we need anything new and exciting from the provisions place. So
yeah, I want to
let's
go to the provisions.
let's go. Is our archaeological team up and ready?
Oh, yes.
They're ready to roll.
Oh, yes. With
Okay.
bells on.
All right, so let's go to the provision store and see what's there, if anything.
Babe, my sending stone, it says once a day. Now, technically I used it last night. Can I use it again now?
Yeah. Once per day.
Okay, I'm thinking about what I want to say.
Okay. So you're going to Porridge Pot's Provisions.
Yes.
As you enter Porridge Pot's Provisions, you see shelves of all kinds of random shit.
Okay.
There's a counter at the end, and behind the counter you see standard exploration gear. Like there's mess kits, there's blankets, there's rucksacks, all kinds of things like that. And the shelves are just full of just random secondhand stuff. There is a gnomish man who's just making his way through the shelves, and he's like dusting and wiping off. Oh, yeah, good morning. And he's got a set of spectacles that he just...
Adjusts.
May I help all of you?
I want to run an investigation check to see if I see any diamond in the rough among all these shells.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Do you have any healing potions?
22.
22. You do, actually.
Yeah.
Something that healing potions? Hold on. Let me look.
Oh shit, guys, if he has healing potions, which we do not need, he might have some other cool stuff. FYI. It was a test.
And he goes behind the counter. You see him open up a chest, and things start... You can't see him because he's shorter than the counter, but things start flying up. No, not there. Don't do that. I think these are healing potions. And he has 4 regular healing potions.
For how much?
Hold on. On a shelf that includes a clearly used pair of fur boots and 3 jumbo nails, you see a small leather... It looks like a leather case, the kind that folds over, then there's a strap that keeps it closed. And you kind of just pop open the corner, and it is a poisoner's kit.
Ooh, nice.
That looks fully loaded. Looks like it's never been used.
Poisoner's kit.
You asked how much, Ember?
Yeah, per. Or for 4.
125 gold, you can take all 4.
Oh shit, that's good price, guys. Take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him one of our gems.
Took that off a merchant.
Yeah.
Did you now?
Yeah,
That's nice.
it is nice.
Okay. We'll call it. Give me the gem and 70 gold.
Okay, question. What are you looking at? You looking at that kit?
I want this.
How much is
2
that
gold
kit?
for this.
Make a persuasion check.
Nope. 7.
Can I persuade when I realize that she's like? Can I kind of like do one of these? Like, no, I got it. I got it.
I'm not charming, so.
Can I take out the silver sword?
Okay.
yeah.
Let her do her thing first. But
I was
you're-
gonna take it out to assist her by taking it out and being like, as a advantage kind of assistant.
Oh, like a barter?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
I want to assist her by.
With advantage.
Thank you.
17 plus 13.
30. You blink and the sword is not in your hand anymore because you. Silver! Yeah, glancing on the table. Haven't seen a silver weapon in a long time.
Okay, so those 4 healer's potions plus the poisoner's kit. Anything else?
Do we have?
What else you got? You got
Yeah.
any more potions?
How about?
No more potions.
How about some? Do you have like any emergency ready to eat meals since we're going into a frozen tundra?
Or
We don't know what type of wild game we will catch.
or
so we-
light weaponry
Survival's
for
good.
the archaeology team.
Oh, that too. That too.
Weaponry, I don't have much in the way of weapons. I do have things that you can use. And like, what you're talking about, like meals? Hold on. And he leaves. He comes back with a canvas sack.
Sack.
Okay.
I guess I could handle that.
Yeah, but... And when you pick it up, Tor, it's like... fingers.
Yeah.
It's not even that heavy for any of you. It's just this guy's clearly not
He's
a
a
lifter.
Yeah, he's a gnome.
When you open up the sack, it is just full of ball-bearing sized beads. He goes, those right there, those are beads of nourishment. You swallow one of those, it's worth a day's worth of nourishment.
Balls.
Oh,
And how many?
I meant baller.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's a sack full.
Well, it's not
So-
Several
Oh,
hundred.
Okay.
So how
That's
about
pretty
all
good.
of this for that sword?
no problem.
Is there anything else in this shop
30
that you're
persuasion,
specifically? Is there anything that in the shop that you're specifically proud of? That you're like, oh, I got this.
He comes back and he has like a small glass, almost like a candy dish, and he opens up the dish, and there's a little plate in there with 10 teeth.
Oh,
These are from a mimic.
What the hell would it do if I took it?
Mimic is that?
I have no idea. You just asked what I was proud of. I'm proud that I got mimic teeth.
Ah, Jesus!
you did ask.
Ventura sold this to me over a decade ago. I won't part with them. Very proud of it.
I'm so jealous,
So-
dude. That's awesome.
I kind
So
of like
proud of you.
whisper over to these guys.
Mimic, is that the
That's
box?
super cool.
Could
You
be.
did
Could be
an
anything.
investigation. That's pretty much the most
I
valuable
think we
thing
need to
in here.
worry
Yeah,
about
yeah, I
like
got
food
the-
and
I got the
weaponry.
poisoners.
I think the beads of nourishment are completely worth it.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I
have 4
said I
healer's
called them
kits.
nutritional balls.
Awesome.
I wrote down. a
Does
bunch of
anybody else
nutritional balls.
need anything, or can we get? Or you said you don't have light weaponry?
And you don't have any maps.
He goes back into the chest and he finds a map, but it's of land you know.
Oh,
I was waiting for it to be like there. It's of the city you're currently in.
And no light weaponry, like rapiers.
No, I don't. I have broken tables. You could use the top as a shield.
I'd get out of here. Okay.
Guys, what do you think about all of this just for the sword?
yeah. I think so.
So all of this for the sword, okay? And she winks at him.
With a 30 persuasion, I'm gonna let you have it.
Yay!
Normally I wouldn't, but a 30 persuasion check, sure. A silver sword. Never had a silver sword before.
I'll carry the
Delightful.
Although we have a silver pitcher, maybe we should give him a map because we need the sword.
We don't know if these people can even use a sword.
Maybe they do need the sword. We don't.
That's
know.
why I was thinking a
Yeah.
shield. There's no
A
other
silver,
place in town, right?
a silver sword, it wouldn't be considered a magical item, would it?
No, it could overcome resistances for certain creatures, but in and of itself, it's not magical.
Okay.
Was that like the wolf or something?
That's one of them. Yeah, there's other creatures that would work for.
All right.
All right, so you're leaving Porridge Pot's Provisions. Are you setting out onto the road, or
We'll go meet up with the archaeologists.
Yeah.
I think because it's
I think so.
daylight's a burning, right?
Yep.
But wait, well, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I understand the poisoner's kit. I can tip my arrows, right?
you can tip your arrows? It will require a skill check to make sure that you're using the poison. You're basically creating it.
Yeah.
Rather than just dipping it in a vial, you're basically making the poison.
Okay.
So you'll have to make it ahead of time.
Make a head.
Yeah, a little work to it.
Yeah.
And then at that point, like, does this poison last a little longer than the other ones? Because I had to tip those in the heat of battle. Can I pre-tip arrows with this poison?
Yeah, I'll say that'll will
Okay.
be dependent on the check.
Okay.
If you roll high enough, sure.
I have a question. Do we have tents to set up?
I have Lehman's tiny hut.
Yep, there it is.
The famous tent.
Damn you!
I thought you
I'll make
burned
a
that
hammock.
spell. I thought you were like, screw it! Never again!
I'll make a hammock.
Okay.
So you meet up with the 3 archaeologists
Mm-hmm.
and
We off.
leave civilization behind you as you venture into the frozen tundra of Winternight, the undiscovered land
Oh boy.
of which no one has ever returned after they explore.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great breaking
Oh,
point.
Oh.